All right. Look like we here. We, being me, we are here. And I am waiting for you to join me. Waiting for you to join me. Just checking out Lincoln, the end of Lincoln's broadcast. Checking out the end of Lincoln's broadcast. Robert Willis, how you doing? How you doing? Um, I guess I should turn it off. I should turn it off. Hold on. Let me. That's a simple way to turn it off. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Was checking out the end of the Lincoln Ware Show. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm just double checking, making sure everything is set up the way I want it set up. Maria, good afternoon. Anthony, good afternoon. I got a few things to talk about. Please forgive me for yesterday. I was super busy out in the yard, had the little baby, so then I had to come in, and then I had to run to I was super busy yesterday. I just couldn't come on. I had too much to do, and I almost couldn't make it today. I still got my boots on from being out in the yard. I'm working on a project in the yard. I think I'm going to replant or reseed my lawn. So I'm working on it. I think it's supposed to rain, I think starting tomorrow, and it'll be raining almost for a week. Then once that happens, I think I'm just going to till up the ground, the whole back lawn, tilling everything. Spray something, kill everything that's there, till it up, and reseed it, and just have a nice new lawn with nothing else there. But that's a project that I'm working on that it's not even really worth talking about. Terry, LaDonna, Beth, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Y'all know we got to talk about R. Kelly for a minute. Got to talk about R. Kelly for a minute. And I'll tell you why. Because I know it seemed, he got 30 years, case closed, end of story. I got some questions. All right. So we got to talk about R. Kelly for a minute. Got to talk about Ketanji Brown Jackson, Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson getting sworn in earlier. Got to talk about that. Got to talk a little bit about, and it just slipped my mind. Did y'all see it? Did y'all see it slip my mind? I felt it. There was something else that I wanted to talk about. But I'll remember it eventually. Coco Gauff. She plays starting probably in about 10 minutes. She starts. Anthony says, you got 1,000 projects and nothing is getting completed. That's not true. I don't tell y'all about all my projects. I don't tell y'all about everything. I've got so many projects that have been very much completed, and I share some of them with y'all. So don't give me static. Don't give me static about it. It's everything gonna be all right. Give me a call, 513-717-KING. That's 513-717-5464. 717-5464. That's the number to get on board. Good afternoon, KL, Miss Lucky Charm, Keisha, Brandy, Lonzo. I think I've said everybody who's shouted me out so far. Carla, good afternoon. And if you're watching and you haven't, if you can, just shoot me a good afternoon. I like to speak to the people because I feel like we almost family. We like play cousins. Well, some of my play cousins, we're not going to do that, okay? We're not going to do some of the stuff I tried to do with some of my play cousins. Brent, good afternoon. Roger, good afternoon. But we family. So I just like to shout y'all out. Y'all shout me out. And then, we talk about it. Gloria, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Gloria. Thank you for checking out. Lewis says he's still alive. I hope you're still alive if you're typing stuff and it's coming up on my Facebook page. Tracy Scott, good afternoon. Hey, Scott, I saw Tom today. I was out at Home Depot picking up some stuff for my yard project. I was out at Home Depot and I saw Tom. Saw Tom today. I saw your name and I thought about it. He didn't recognize me. I had to say what's up to him. Monica, good afternoon. Jerica, good afternoon, or hola. But yeah, Tom used to be my union rep at one of the at the meatpacking plant, and running into him, it was nice. It was cool. He didn't remember me initially. Well, he didn't recognize me, I guess I should say. Then when I said, "What's up, Tom?" and he was like, "Emanuel, oh, I ain't seen you. I didn't recognize you. I wouldn't. I don't know." So yeah. Thank you for showing appointment to your Facebook viewers. Okay, I'm not sure what that means exactly. There's a few things you could have been attempting to say there. My husband saw you at Lowe's today as well. He emailed me. Oh, yeah. Is it G or was it Greg? I don't remember the name that was on the thing, but yeah, he introduced himself. It was nice to meet him. So all right. That was so now I got a picture of your husband, got a picture of you just because it's the picture there. So all right. And he seemed like Eugene. Eugene was his name. So just say Gene. That's then what it didn't say Eugene on the thing. I think it just said G. But either way, I met him. He was a cool dude, and yeah, that was nice. That was nice. Yeah, I had to make some runs to the home improvement stores today because Gene. All right, I had to make some runs to the home improvement stores today because look, see, y'all don't understand, and I'm gonna tell y'all this, but I don't mean it in a way as to make y'all feel like make y'all feel any type of way. But y'all interrupt my day. Y'all interrupt my day. When you really think about it, say I want to get out, I got a project to do in the yard. I definitely want to get started in the morning. But what time do you really get started doing a lawn project? Cutting grass, trimming stuff, digging stuff up. What, because I got some branches that I have to, some trees are kind of not from my yard, but they're growing over from the other yard. That is a couple on my yard too. But I gotta rent a thing and get up there and cut those down. So what time do you get out there and start? You don't want to interrupt your neighbors. I'm not gonna be out there at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. Plus, keep in mind, I'm not a morning person. So for me, I'm up and out about 9 o'clock. So I got 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, like 3 hours. Now, if you've ever done any sort of a project in your yard, like a real kind of, even just regular old cutting the grass and all of that kind of stuff, even just regular cutting the grass and all of that stuff, that can take some time if you're doing it right. Like I get out there, I edge and all of that kind of stuff. So if you're doing it right, that can take some time. So I got basically 3 hours, and then I got to stop and then come in here and clean up whatever, because I had all kind of stuff. And even though I had on the bee suit top, because in the backyard there is a beehive somewhere. I haven't found it yet. And so when I'm in a particular area of the backyard, I notice a lot of bees. They don't attack me, but I notice them. So I wear the bee suit when I'm in the backyard, even just cutting grass, because you never know when you're going to run something over and it's going to be a little bee's nest down there or something like that. And the last thing y'all know, me and the bees, we got to think. So I wear the bee suit when I'm out there. And yeah, but I mean, even still, then stuff shoots through and all of that good stuff. So yeah, I this is some real effort here. I stop what I'm doing to come in here and talk to my people, talk to my family. So, when I can't make it because I'm doing something, give me a little bit of slack. Cut me a little bit of slack. Because I didn't finish in the yard. Talking bad. How did I talk? How did I talk bad? Never mind. I take that back since you talking bad on us now. I'm not talking bad on y'all. I'm just saying, in order to get in here and do this, I have to cut my day. I got morning, then my afternoon is my family, and then I got evening. But afternoon is taken. So if I got a project that would normally take me 5-6 hours, I can't start it until after I do the show. And then I'm out there at night disturbing my neighbor. So yeah. This is an effort. Just cut me some slack. Cut me some slack when I don't make it like yesterday. That's all I'm saying. Now, let me get to it. So we interrupt your day. We're here for you too. But ain't you still at work? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all kind of have me on kind of in the background while you at work. It ain't like you out in the yard working and then you like, oh, Emanuel about to come on. I got to stop doing what I'm doing to go check it. No, stop it. That don't happen. And if it does happen, thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate your dedication. But I don't think that happens. And if that does happen, if you are putting your job at jeopardy, to log on to this and watch and listen to me, don't do that. Don't put your job at jeopardy. Don't do it. Yeah, watch it later if you just gotta watch it, but don't put your job at jeopardy. All right. Let's see. Let's start with Robert Kelly. Robert Kelly, he got 30 years. Show of hands, was 30 years a good sentence? Show of hands, 30 years. I'm looking. 30 years good. 30 years good. Okay. All right. 30 years is a good sentence. Some yeses, some nos. Anybody think 30 years was a bit much? Especially since, this was the federal case. He still got the state cases. And, still there will be some other legal ramifications for him. Anybody think 30 years was a little bit excessive? Anybody? Show of hands. Anybody? 30 years was a little too much? Yeah, I see a few people. 30 years was too much. Okay. I'm torn. And then I'll be called a race baiter and a chaos agent and any other name that people can think of. But I think it was some racism involved in that decision. I'll explain. I don't actually think 30 years is too much. You messing with young, underage, impressionable girls. And I know that there are people who will say, well, they said, yeah, or their parents is responsible or whatever. No, R. Kelly is responsible. R. Kelly did what R. Kelly did. And, hold on. Time out. R. Kelly did what R. Kelly did. And when I ask y'all to remind me where I am, remind me where I was. Raven Mundy says, my only gripe is that he has accomplices and nobody else is catching charges. All right. I'm not actually going to address that. I'm going to say Raven Mundy has a show. I know most of y'all listen to the Lincoln Ware show, but for the few, like the two people who don't, Raven Mundy is starting a show on July 9th, if I recall. And is it at 10 a.m., Raven? 10 a.m. That's a Saturday morning. Raven Monday. Lincoln Ware says the Raven Monday show, which I was really excited about the Raven Monday show. I want to hear the Raven Monday show. But apparently it's, what was it? The wrap up with Raven Monday, 9 to 11. 9 to 11. The wrap up with Raven Monday, 9 to 11, Saturdays starting not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, next Saturday, the 9th. Congratulations, Raven Monday. I am ecstatic, not as happy for you as I could be, because you should be on Monday through Friday from noon till what, 3? Or from like 4 to 7 or something like that. You should be on once a day throughout the week. You earned it. You earned it. You came in, you put in the work, you got on air, you got better, you grew, you developed a radio persona, you shared, you worked hard. You filled in when people didn't show up. You filled in when people went on vacation. I always felt like if you're good enough to fill in on a regular, to be the fill-in, you're probably good enough to do a show. And to say, well, you good enough to fill in, but you ain't good enough to do a show, offends me, because I think you are. I think you are. Now, of course, you know, like we are, there's room to grow. There's room to grow. But I think you earned it. I would rather see you on Monday through Friday, like noon to 3, or, you know, after Al Sharpton 4 to 7, something like that. But hey, I put it on Lincoln's thing. Sometimes greatness comes from humble beginnings, and I know you'll work at it. You'll grind, and you will make it bigger than they imagine that it can be, because some people over there, their imaginations and thoughts for other people are super small. They mentally, for them, they put you in a box that you can only be this big, when you can be much, much greater. So don't let the box that they try to put you in define you. I'm saying this even though I know you already know, but just so you know, don't let the box that they have created for you define you or hold you down. Don't let it. You earned it. And I'm glad that, you know, this is the beginning step in that process. So I'm glad for you. I would say I'm proud of you, but it ain't like I did nothing. Like your parents and, you know, those people who have done that, I think you and them deserve to be proud of you. But I am more than happy for you, and I can't wait for you to show them and then take it to the next level. And then they'll be thinking, oh, I can't believe how we underestimated this young lady. Or, because you almost 30, this woman, this grown A woman who's, you know, getting up there in age. So congratulations. And you know that's from the heart. All right. Now, where was I? See, I knew I would forget where I was. So where was I? Type it in. I told y'all. I said, type it in, because I'm going to forget where I was. I was talking about R. Kelly. And I was saying, okay, yeah, he deserved. He did what he did. And he deserved the time that he got. I believe 30 years is a good amount of time. All right? 30 years is a good amount of time. However, Ghislaine Maxwell was sentenced the day before R. Kelly. Now, this is a young lady, young relative term. This is a lady that was kicking it with Jeffrey Epstein, that had their own secret sex island. This is the lady that was recruiting young girls for not just Jeffrey Epstein, but Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly Bill Clinton, allegedly that Prince over there, Prince Andrew, and a multitude of other people. She was like the primary recruiter, according to some allegations. And it wasn't just one or two or three, and it wasn't just here. This was basically a worldwide thing. She got 20 years. She got 20 years. Now, I know somebody will say, well, see, the difference, Emanuel, people like to make excuses. The difference, Emanuel, is she wasn't the primary person who was doing these things. But according to she participated in some of this stuff. So she didn't just recruit, but she wasn't just a client. You know what I'm saying? She was all up in it in more ways than one. And again, this was worldwide. They had people coming from rich, powerful people from all over the world showing up to an island to get with young girls. Allegedly Donald Trump as well. And who can't believe, like there's no part of me that don't believe that Donald Trump hit on a little girl, or that he hit some little girl on Jeffrey Epstein's island. There's no part of me that don't believe, and maybe not at the island, maybe at the estate in Florida, maybe at the, you know what I'm saying? They was all over the place. She got 20 years. R. Kelly got 30. Am I saying R. Kelly shouldn't have got 30? No, of course not. Even though the prosecutor was only asking for 25. The prosecutor was only asking for 25. So the prosecutor's asking for 25. R. Kelly gets 30. Ghislaine Maxwell, I think I'm pronouncing her name right. She only gets 20. Why? Why do you think that is? I don't think it's coincidence. I think there is some racism in the justice system involved in that. I believe that. But on the other hand, if things have been flipped, y'all know me. I try to look at all sides of a thing. I try. Sometimes I have my own blinders on because I do. But if it was flipped, if it were the other way around, and if R. Kelly got the 20 and she got the 30, you want to know what I would be saying? You want to know what I would be saying? See, that's how they value young Black girls. Oh, you do something to our young white girls, oh, we gonna stroke you. You do something to some Black girls, we're not gonna treat you as bad. So I guess you just have to accept it, accept the case, and accept the sentences, because either way, I would have looked at it as potentially race playing a part in this sentencing. Either way, I would have looked at it. R. Kelly gets more time. Why the Black man got to get more time than the white woman? R. Kelly gets less time. They don't value Black girls like they value white girls. And that's why. So I would not have been satisfied. I don't know. The answer to me is don't be messing with young girls. Don't be a predator. Don't abuse young girls. But I find that a lot of times there are a lot of, in particular, older men in our community who don't see a problem with abusing women. And I got a problem with that. We want to, and some of it is justified. Don't get me wrong. Some of the putting blame, a portion of the blame on other people, some of that is justified. Like some of them R. Kelly defendants, like the one who, oh, we let our daughter go up there on stage and she was 16, and we knew R. Kelly had all of this stuff, but we just thought she really wanted to be a singer. And so you was trying to pimp your daughter is kind of the way that I view that. I'm sure they don't view it that way, but they should have been more protective of their daughter. So sure, they get some of that blame. And in my mind, I imagine they beat themselves up for it from time to time. I imagine they beat themselves up for it. I hope they beat themselves up for it. They should beat themselves up for it. If they don't, they should. There should be some feeling of guilt. Like, I turned my daughter over to a dude that I knew was a predator, so she could get a singing career. They should feel responsible for that. But some of the stuff that we say, and by we, I mean older, in particular, older Black men. There are some older Black women who say this stuff too. Some of these antiquated notions. And so I'm surprised I haven't heard the outcry, but I'm thankful that I haven't heard the outcry about, oh, the only reason they went after R. Kelly was because he had money and he was a Black man and so on and so forth. So I'm glad I haven't heard those calls, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like 30 years is good. I feel like 30 years is good. Myosa says, I'll be honest, I was surprised the white lady got any time at all. All right. Veronica says, hi, Emanuel. Hi, Veronica. She says, Maxwell is a white woman who can take down a lot of powerful people if they wanted to do a real investigation. That's very true. That's very true. So are you saying, look, she got off light because she could take down a lot of people? All right. Shahira says, in this case, even though I know R. Kelly did it, I'm still salty all this happened to him. 30 years just because he was the main orchestrator and he has upcoming cases in other states. He's getting more time. It's coming. And he should. He should never get out. He should never. I'm comfortable with him never getting out of jail. I believe the accusations. I believe all of those women. I believe most of those women told the truth. I believe he took advantage of those younger. Now, like, again, I watched a little documentary, the Surviving R. Kelly. Some of them, I don't feel bad for. Some of them, I don't feel bad for. I done told y'all this before, and I'm not taking that back. Some of them I don't feel bad for. You was a grown woman. You hooked up with R. Kelly. R. Kelly made you move from where you were to where he was, made you have nasty, raunchy, kinky sex with other women that you say you didn't want to. He was making them like eat feces and stuff like that. Ain't no grown unless you got me at gunpoint, and even then, just shoot me. I'm not eating no doo-doo. I'm not eating no doo-doo. I'm not eating mine. I definitely ain't eating nobody else's. Here's a spoon. Eat some doo-doo. No! What do you think this is? I'm a grown person. Well, but Emanuel, they were trapped. They couldn't get out. She said, one day I was banging on the floor trying to get some attention. Nobody answered. I had to use the bathroom real bad. Nobody answered. I said, to heck with all of this. I packed up my stuff and I left. She said, R. Kelly called me and said, where are you going? And she said, I'm leaving. And she said, a part of me hoped that he would rush to the airport to stop me. Okay, I don't necessarily feel all that bad for. Because at any point, you could have just left. So for those people, the grown people, I don't necessarily feel bad for y'all. But for the young people, 13, 14, even the one who, I was 13, I was out at his trial saying he was not getting, you was 13 and he took advantage of you. You was 14, 15, 16, he took advantage of you. That I got a problem with. And I don't think he should ever get out. I don't think he should ever get out. He ruined a number of people. Yeah, he had them doing terrible stuff. And it wasn't just women. I was like, they don't really report that a lot. There was some young boys involved in that too. At least two that testified that he had them doing stuff and he was doing stuff with them. So I don't know that he gonna have such a hard time in jail, because what could they possibly do? What could they possibly do to him that he wouldn't like? He likes all of that. And probably some extra stuff that he probably gonna be in jail like, can I do this? And they gonna be like, whoa, what's wrong with you, Robert? I don't get down like that. Yeah, them trying to do stuff to him in jail. He might enjoy the experience. That some of that testimony, trust me, them dudes in jail is like, what? No, you can't do that to me, Robert. Get out of my cell, Say what? Boys too? Yes. There were boys. People don't talk about that, and I don't know why. But they don't talk about the fact that it wasn't just young girls, it was boys too. Yeah. So, yeah, he just shouldn't be able to get out. So I'm okay with the 30 years and then more. Brand say, so the booty bandit is gonna be telling R. Kelly, man, you taking this way too far. Right. The booty bandit gonna be like, look, I just wanted you to toss my salad. I didn't want to put no croutons on top of it. You want to eat the croutons? Ugh. Get out. No. Yeah. R. Kelly like all that stuff. I'm not going to encourage you to, but if you could get your hands on some of the details that came out during that trial, like at certain points, they was like, let's close this off because this is way too graphic. When them young girls, when a lot of them wasn't young girls no more, when those ladies was coming out and they were saying how brave they were, because it's just certain stuff you just don't, you don't want to recount. Yeah. Afternoon, R. Kelly went to jail for racketeering. They just threw the other stuff in to make people feel better. He had made a deal and paid them taxes. He would have did 5 to 7. He went to jail for RICO, but that's kind of I'm not a lawyer, but that's kind of what you use when you can't get what they actually did. That's kind of what you use. I know that sounds crazy, but and a lawyer, Wyatt, you out there, you can explain RICO, I'm certain, much better than I could. And we can't necessarily, we don't have all the stuff for money laundering, but we can prove that he acted with him and him and him and that they did some bad stuff. RICO, got it. Ryan says R. Kelly will make it 5 years before he hurt himself or worse. That's what you say. I think R. Kelly gonna be straight in jail. Wyatt says he got sentenced under RICO charges, sex trafficking. You can't, and Wyatt, correct me if I'm wrong, RICO is, again, I'm not a lawyer. You sex trafficking. And this person, you, that person, y'all work together to do that. That's where RICO comes in. Do he have to register as a sex offender when he get out? Because he getting out in another year. I hope not. I hope not. I mean, based on the sentencing, he gonna be in there for a minute. And, I think he still does have some state charges as well. Yeah. Organized crime statute. So yeah, that's how they got him. R. Kelly breath stank. Yeah, but yeah, some of them details. And look, that was just the stuff that kind of leaked and stuff that I heard about. And I'm nobody. Just imagine if I heard about that stuff and they say that it was worse. How much worse than that can you get? Look, he was peeing on people. He was peeing on people, but young girls. And he made them do things together. So like a group golden shower. That's not unreasonable to think that would happen. Like I don't know what you call it the other way around, a group hailstorm. I don't know. I have no idea what you call that. And I'm certain they got a name for it because they got a name for everything. But yeah, they say that it was worse than even what I'm saying. The stuff he had them doing was worse even than what I'm saying. And the stuff that I'm saying, in my mind, that's the worst thing that you could do. So, yeah, he's not gonna. Everybody, don't drop the soap. He probably dropping the soap intentionally. Probably intentionally dropping the soap. But that's that. I 30 years. If he do 30 years, I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. And like I said, on the race issue, whichever way it would have went, I would have questioned it. I would have questioned it. So I guess that's, kind of up in the air. That's my racial paranoia, which I and again, I have it. I admit it. I acknowledge it. But like somebody said, is it really paranoia if it's actually happening? So I don't mind my racial paranoia because it's actually happening. What else did I say? I wanted to talk about the video real quick. The video of the arrest of the kids on Redding and Seymour. The video of the arrest. Wyatt says 30 years is federal time. He still has state charges to face in 2 different states. That's right. That's right. So you saying R. Kelly is eating the Starburst and Doritos left on his bed? I'm saying R. Kelly is asking them, y'all ain't got no chocolate? I like chocolate. I eat chocolate. Just leave it on the bed. I take care of it. Yes, he eating everything left on his bed. According to, some of the reports. Emanuel Livingston believe anything the white man tell him a black man did that's criminal, especially a successful black man. That's not true. That's not true. So I have to ask, Lewis, are you saying you don't believe that R. Kelly did anything wrong? I have to ask. I have to ask. So when you say stuff like that, I have to ask, is that what your belief is? Tony believes they're gonna put R. Kelly on federal parole. Jason says if he was white, we'd be watching his life story in theaters and he'd be an icon, like Elvis, the pedophile Presley. Well, here's why I don't necessarily agree with you. He had that opportunity. He had that opportunity. And he was still good. He did the Elvis Presley. Remember, he married Aaliyah. She was a young girl. And if they could have made that work, then yeah, everybody would have just been like, yeah, you love who you love. But it wasn't no video came out of Elvis peeing on young girls. It wasn't, Elvis didn't have at least to our knowledge, Elvis didn't have a ring of women that he kind of pseudo held hostage in a sex harem. And Elvis didn't continually keep getting caught doing the same thing over and over. Jason said they didn't have the tech back then. True, but I'm not saying Elvis didn't do it. I'm saying he didn't get caught doing it. Elvis got caught. He married a young girl. I believe he probably messed around with young girls, but wasn't no video. Jason, because Jason say they didn't have the tech back then. Jason, allegedly, apparently, and I believe, R. Kelly was the one recording himself doing it. It ain't like the feds set up some stuff in his bedroom to catch him. He was recording it. Don't record yourself doing crimes. When Elvis was peeing on people, wasn't no social media. And Elvis didn't record himself peeing on people. R. Kelly did. He just like this. I set this whole thing up so that I could record and broadcast to y'all. This is R. Kelly did this. R. Kelly did this. I can't be, if I'm sitting here right now doing some criminal stuff, this is some straight up criminal stuff. But I got weed growing over here. And I'm showing y'all, and that might not be the best, and I'm showing y'all, look at my weed. Oh, this is gonna be a good plant. I don't know weed, so I don't know why I picked weed. This is gonna be a good plant here. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, then I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, well, they got me, but it's white dudes growing weed too, right? But fool, you're recording yourself doing it. So, I kind of agree. But R. Kelly put himself in that situation by recording it. And when you record something, you have to function under the premise that this might get out. Women and men, as a general rule, don't take a picture, make a video, or put up a post, private post, write a letter. Don't do any of that stuff if you're not prepared for it to get out. I get it. I took some nude pictures, but those was only for my boyfriend. When you take the nude pictures, you got to take them with the mindset, this is only for my boyfriend, but somebody else might see them. Like you gotta function under that premise. Especially if you're doing, let me go record myself robbing a bank. Like, hey, I'm robbing this bank. See me? Look at the teller. Say cheese, teller. Say cheese. Cheese. All right, there we go. Oh no, that tape is only for me. Didn't we learn anything from, what was it, Menace to Society? You took the tape, destroy the tape. Don't keep the tape. Eventually, somebody gonna put that tape in an envelope and mail it to the police. That was Menace to Society, wasn't it? I can't remember. What was his name? The one, not Kane, but the other one, the one who was wild. What's his name? Trey Lorenz or whatever played him. No, that wasn't Juice. That wasn't Juice. I actually never seen Juice. O-Dog, yeah. O-Dog. Robbing the convenience store, shooting them people. And then take the tape and keep it and showing it to people. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't do that. Well, if he was Elvis, he would have. I would imagine. Now, again, I can't say for sure because times was a little different. But I'd imagine if Elvis had one of them little 8mm cameras, they existed. They existed back then. Had one of them little 8mm cameras, recording himself peeing on Priscilla when she was 14. I was going to do my Elvis impersonation, but I had to hear Elvis to do it. So I'm not going to do it. But I'm going to pee on you. That was terrible. I shouldn't have did it. I should have stuck with my first mind, but y'all bullied me into doing it. And then I was like, I'm only going to do a little bit. And y'all was like, no, do more. And I was like, no, I'm only going to do a little bit. I let y'all bully me into doing it. But yeah, if he gonna pee on Priscilla, that would have gotten released to the public. But she's only 14. He would have been in some trouble. He would have been in some trouble. So I don't know that you can compare the two. I don't know that you can compare the two. Yeah, Priscilla, I'm gonna pee on you. That was terrible. Why y'all keep making me do that? Why y'all? I don't do a good impersonation unless I've actually heard the person, and y'all keep making me do it. Stop. That's a bad impersonation. But I was getting ready to move on to the kids who were arrested. The kids who were arrested, and y'all know I got some issues with that. Y'all know I got some issues with that. Now, look, don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that the kid's attitude was right. I'm not saying that. But clearly, that cop could have drove on. He's telling them, the video, the body cam footage that I saw. Hey, I'm just trying to tell y'all, don't be out in the street. And they talking a little stuff. Oh, well, I can have a problem with it if you want me to have a problem with it. That's ego. That's your ego. Look. I'm not saying that the kids should have been, humble, like, all right, we won't go in the street or whatever. The kids should have been humble. But they kids. They don't excuse it. But you the adult. And what, you just got to prove that I can do something to you if I want to do something to you. You got to prove that. I really thought that the officer escalated it, more than what he did. I'm not saying it was illegal. But don't try to come like, you the good dude when you really not necessarily being the good dude. See, that's that you got to bow to me type of mentality. If what they're doing is illegal and you can arrest them, then just go on and arrest them. Just that, it bothered me. It bothered me. Not to the point where I'm like something should happen to the officer or something like that. But I will ask this question. Hold on a second. You only do a great Lincoln Ware impression. All your other ones are trash. That's not true. That's not true. And Lewis, I'm not reading anymore. I'm not reading any of your stuff. I'm not acknowledging any of your stuff until you actually answer my question. Are you saying that you don't believe that R. Kelly did anything wrong? Did R. Kelly do something wrong, Lewis? Yes or no? Did R. Kelly do something wrong? Ben says, that's abuse of power. Let you tell it. It could be. It could be. Now, of course, that's a totally different situation than what I was talking about. And I still don't understand how y'all don't comprehend what's abuse of power. But I don't want to get back into that. But I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I don't like the fact that, and again, I've been up there. I drive past there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6 times a week. And they're typically out there at least 3 of those times. I see them doing nothing more than what those homeless people do standing out there. They holding up waters. I'm telling you what I see when I go past there. When I stop at the light, they're holding up waters, talking about they got water. They got like 2 of them in hand. That's why I'm holding my hand like this, because they typically, So they holding up the waters. We got waters, and they walking kind of back and forth. They might walk up to a car that could easily be confused for somebody who might want water. Like if you roll your window down and I'm standing there selling water, it's easy for me to believe, oh, he might want a water. So I'll walk over to your car like, oh, did you want a water? And you're like, no, I didn't want no water. I'm like, oh, my bad. I thought you wanted a water. You rolled your window down. No, I was just rolling my window down. I'm getting ready to flick this cigarette butt out. There was no way for me to know that. So my bad. And they walk back over. Or somebody wave them over. They walk over. They do the water exchange. And that's that. And that's that. And then I'm like, who are the people calling the police on the young people who aren't doing anything wrong? And I know, look, maybe they don't have rest. It's not a V-neck. So it's not a V-neck. It's a regular. How do y'all not understand this? How do y'all not? It's all the way over to the side. That's where the microphone is clipped on. Even though I got no problem with my V-neck shirts. But who are these people calling the police on kids who are just trying to do simple stuff like sell water? That's like calling the police on a kid with a lemonade stand. And if somebody did that, well, white woman, because we've seen it actually, white woman calling the police on a little black kid with a lemonade stand, we call her a Karen. She just want to see some black people get in trouble. That's what she want. It wasn't necessary. The little kid ain't hurting nobody with her little lemonade stand. And I would almost guarantee the people who called the police on them young boys was black. I could almost tell you one of their names. It began with a D. I could almost tell you one of their names. But they not hurt nobody, so to call the police on them. And I'm like, what is going on? And then we get into all these conversations about how bad the kids are. And okay, the one kid had a gun. You don't really want to see that. You don't want to see that. But it is 2022. And again, I'm not saying that it's, well, maybe it is okay. Maybe it is okay. I haven't really looked at that law that says it's okay to have a gun and carry it concealed. And I don't know how old that kid was. Well, they were young, so he probably didn't have a right to carry it. But Sheila says it was a BB gun. But the point is that they had a gun. And the point that I'm bringing up is it's 2022. You never know what somebody might try. Now, sure, you bring a BB gun to a gunfight, and you're at a disadvantage. But sometimes pulling out a gun scare people. Y'all have seen all the old movies. Y'all have seen all the old movies. Somebody saying you're going to do so-and-so, or you about to try to jack somebody, and they just lift up their shirt. You can't see it, but they just lift up, and good, you can't see it because ain't nothing but fat meat right there anyway. They lift up their shirt, and you see the butt of a gun. All right, let me go the other way. Let me go the other way. Sometimes you don't even need a real gun. You just need the appearance of a gun. So I kind of understand it. I understand having the gun. I'm standing out here on the street corner. I'm taking money. Somebody might be trying to jack me. I pull out my little gun and maybe they'll run. Again, bad idea. I can kind of sympathize with the bad idea. But because I did that once when I was younger. But okay, still bad. But my point is, we, not the city, the people in the city, and some in this community, it's like we're looking for reasons to take down young Black men. We, old Black men, are looking for reasons to take down young Black men and sick the police on young Black men. Jason says, or like when you're driving and want to scare someone who made you mad, like a certain radio show host. I have no idea who that might be. We know you're a proponent of chasing people with BB guns. I don't know who y'all talking about. Y'all trying to get me off task. But I don't know why we want to sick the police on young Black men. I don't know. But it bothers me. It bothers me. And the whole, they be walking in the street. Oh, they be walking in the street. Monica says it was a girl. She had it in her fanny pack. I thought it was a boy who had it in his fanny pack. I thought it was a boy who had it in his fanny pack. But, now y'all concerned. Y'all so concerned. Oh, they're walking in the street and we're concerned for their safety. Stop it. Stop. Y'all not concerned for their safety. Y'all just want to see some young Black boys get in trouble. Now, again, I know some of it was, I want my cornerback. Some of it was, I want my cornerback. But some of it is, those young kids. Because the older generation believes that the children are unruly and disrespectful, so they need to be taught a lesson. Yeah. Sheila says it was a girl. Okay. But yeah, there is some of that. Whoever called the police knew it wasn't going to end well. Exactly. That's what they were counting on. And that bothers me. We don't want to give our kids a chance. Yeah, they gonna do stupid stuff and make mistakes, just like white kids do stupid stuff and make mistakes. Now, I can't say about that particular officer whose body cam I saw. I can't say how he would deal with white kids. I don't know that. He might deal with white kids the exact same way. It seemed like initially he was trying to kind of cut them a break. And then, they mouthed off. And, to law enforcement, sometimes mouthing off is a crime in and of itself. So you're not going to mouth off to me. I'm going to arrest you. I'm going to take you to jail. But again, I'm telling you, hold on, yo, I'm going to get to you in a second. I'm telling you, I've seen the same thing play out in Fairfield and in Hamilton with white kids. I've seen the same thing. Somebody called the police pull up, there's some kid mouthing back at the police. The police they snatch them up and they take them home. When I tell you I've seen it with my own eyes, I watched the entire thing. I was in an apartment complex. The kids were doing something they didn't have no business doing. Somebody in the apartment, and they wasn't hurting nobody. It was why I wasn't calling no police. Somebody called the police on these young teenagers, white boys. I think they was skateboarding somewhere. They didn't want them skateboarding or some nonsense like that. Police come up. Oh, you can't be over there. We can do whatever we want to do. You're not my dad. Oh, you want to talk? Gets out the car, grabs the kid, and then beat him up or slam him around or nothing like that. I don't even think he cuffed him. Put him in the back of the car, drove him up to the other end of the complex, took him to his house, and had a conversation with his daddy and released him to his daddy. I would have thought that would have been appropriate here. Oh, you want to smart mouth somebody? Well, here, let me grab you. Let me in the back of the car. Where you live? But that wasn't what they was doing. That wasn't what they was doing. I'm telling you, it happens. The white kids are not angels. They're not angels. They talk back to the police. They do things they ain't got no business doing. They get rowdy. They run from police. Everything that black kids do, they carry weapons, guns, all of that. Everything that black kids do, white kids do too. Just when we see black kids do it, they're menaces. Get them off the streets, lock them up. But in white areas, white police see them. They try to talk to them. They get smart. They snatch them up and they take them home instead of taking them to juvenile. They take them home. Again, I'm not telling you something I didn't see with my own eyes. So when we say, like Yo says, Emanuel, some of these kids are bad as hell. I agree. Some of these kids are bad as hell. But again, I see these same kids out there selling water on a regular basis. These might not be those bad as hell kids that you're talking about. And some of these white kids is bad as hell. Now, I want to ask this question, and some of y'all going to say yes. Some of y'all going to say yes. Some of y'all going to say no. But can you imagine if those were white kids over there where Hyde Park Plaza is, standing in that little area there, selling waters as people walk by or as people drive by down, that might not be Hyde Park Plaza, but over there, I can't think of the name of the street, but it's like a UDF. It used to be Jaspers. It's not Jaspers anymore. It's shoot, what is the name of that? It turned into a different spot. But it's a place like I know Second Wind used to play over there, kind of regularly. And they got the little areas. Not Paxton, but you can use any white area. And there's white kids. And they selling water. Got water. Got water. You want water? Water for $1. Got your water. You really think white kids, white people gonna call the police on them? Oh, but they stepping in the street, Emanuel. But they stepping in the street. Oh, yeah, the police gonna call on them. All right, let's say police do get called on them. White cop shows up. White cop says, hey, look, you're not supposed to be selling water out here, but I'm going to cut you a break on that. Just make sure you stay out of the street, okay? White kid says, can't fucking tell me what to fucking do. Fucking pig. Because they like the F word. Oh, I'm a pig now. I'm a pig now. Oh, well, let me show you what this pig can do. And I almost said the pig. And the officer gets out of the car, and the white kid go to run in front, pick up his skateboard and go to trying to run. And the cop chases him down and puts him in the car and takes him to juvenile. Do you really think that's the way that's going down? Do you really think that's the way that's going down? Now, some of y'all might say yes. Yes, absolutely. That's the way that's going down. White kid talking smack to police, go to juvenile. Or is it more reasonable that, number one, the cop probably ain't gonna say nothing. If anything, the cop gonna say, hey, stay out the street. You fucking tell me what to fucking do. And, hey, y'all get y'all friend. He gonna get y'all in trouble. All right, have a good day. Drive on off. My guess is that's what's gonna happen. But even if it do escalate, that kid going home. That kid going home. Where's your parents? Where's your parents? Where do you live? You know where he lives? Or somebody's going to tell me where he lives. Or you're all going to go down. He lives up there. They ain't going to take him home. I don't want to see him ruin his future. Now, I'm not trying to ruin his future. I mean, he's out there. He's not hurting anybody. He's just selling water, but he's mouthing off. You've got to teach him not to mouth off to the police. Oh, yes, officer. I got him. Yeah, I got him. I'll teach him. Oh, he's going to learn today, officer. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Officer going on about his way. In my mind, that's the way it's going down in Hyde Park. I don't know, y'all. I could be off base. I could be. Because I didn't think that the officer was, exceptionally rude. And I get it. Some of it is, I'm an adult. And how dare you talk to me that way? You want to see what I can do? I'll show you what I can do. Some of it is just that. Why are you using the white man voice for Martin? I don't know. I get that. And then I wondered this. And this is just a question. This case is, if there are cases, even juvenile cases, those cases are still pending, right? They're still pending. I thought we didn't release video while cases were pending around here. Because every time we talk about we want to see the video, Joe Dieter's talking about, the case is still pending. We don't want to release the video while the case is still pending. Oh, but when y'all think y'all did right, when y'all think, oh no, we was 100% in the right, everything we did we had a right to do. You don't believe me? Here's the video. But it'd be hard to get these people to release video just like that any other time. If it's some questionable shit, oh, we're not sure if we was this really looks bad on us. Well, yeah, we're not sure that we want to release that video while the case is still pending or during the initial investigation. I'm not sure that that's what we want to do because, the video could taint people's recollection of the. But no, we was right. Here, look, here's the video. You want a video? You get a video. You get a video. You get a video. Everybody gets a video. I don't, and it's the way that I look at this stuff. Again, I can't say, and I'm not sitting here saying that police officer was a racist. I'm not saying that. I am not saying that. I'm not even insinuating that. I don't necessarily believe that to be the case. So I don't want people, oh, man, you said the police officer who stopped was a racist. No, I'm not saying that. Not at all. And he could clearly, by the fact that they released the video, he could justify what he did. It was legal. It was legal. He can justify it. And we'll never know because we'll never see, because this is the problem y'all have like with analogies and stuff. We will never see that officer in that exact same situation with a white kid that said the exact same thing and reacted the exact same way. That'll never happen. It'll never happen. So you can't, as y'all like to say, compare apples to apples. We can't. But again, I'm not saying he was racist. I'm not even saying he was wrong. I just believe it would have been handled differently because there's a group of people that want to protect the integrity of maybe integrity ain't the right word, but the promise of white life, the promise of white youth. They understand that everybody make mistakes, except black kids. And they don't make mistakes, they commit crimes. And I don't like that. I don't like it. So I thought that's about it. That's about all I got on that. What else was it? It was something else that I wanted to talk about. Ketanji Brown Jackson, Justice Jackson. Oh, wait a minute. Erman Powell, Brother Powell said, do you think the little brother should have complied? Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, I think if it's reasonable, you should comply with what's reasonable and legal. Okay? And you do, as a young person, have to understand when somebody's trying to give you a break. You do, but all young people don't. It ain't just black young people. That's white young people and black young people. And some of us older people. We don't understand when somebody's trying to give us a break. And so we push maybe a little further than we should. And I just think white youth have more latitude to push than black youth. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen situations with my own eyes. I'm not even talking about all the videos that I watch. So should they have complied with anything legal? Yes. Yes. I'm not against compliance when it's legal. Now, please don't misunderstand that for me telling you got to give up your rights. That's different. That's different. If they would have decided to remain silent, I'm comfortable with that. Because they got a right to remain silent. And then probably nothing would have happened. That cop would have said what he said and drove on. So, yeah, I know people don't view it this way, but I'm a proponent of following the law to the best of your ability and your comfortability, complying with law enforcement, as long as it doesn't violate your rights and sensibilities. So, I mean, even if to break it down really simple, if the police pull you over, they say you were speeding. If they ask you where you headed to, you don't have to answer that question. But if you want to, go ahead and answer the question. If you don't want to, then don't. It might be better for you if you just answer the question. I wouldn't suggest answering the question, but it might be better for you if you do. I don't look at you as a bad person if you do. Give them your ID. Comply. That's what you're supposed to do. See, that's compliance. Legally, I'm driving, I'm stopped by the law. I have to give you, so I'm going to comply with the law because that's what compliance is to me. Comply ain't do everything the police said do. Comply with him or her. Comply to me is, what does the law say you have to do? Do that. If what the police is telling you to do is in line with what the law tells you to do it. If what the police tells or asks you to do is not necessarily in line with what the law says, your option. Your option. Let's see. Of course, Livingston would not say the cop is racist, just like he won't say George Zimmerman deserved to die. Those two are nowhere even in the same ballpark. Most older black men speak cowardly in public. I don't think I'm one of those men who speak cowardly in public. If I thought the dude was racist, I would say I think the dude is racist. But I don't know. You tell me, Lewis, what do you think? What do you think? Now back to Justice Miss Jackson, if you're nasty. I know for some of y'all, this means nothing because y'all don't believe in the Supreme Court and in the justice system that we have in our government and all of that kind of stuff. So for some of y'all like, oh, it's just another black face on white supremacy. And I have to be honest, I understand if you feel that way. I do. I understand if you feel that way. I don't agree with you in this case, but I understand if you feel that way. I'm happy. I'm happy. Trust me when I tell you, this is another opportunity to celebrate. I will be having swearing in sex tonight. Trust me. We still got the robe and the little gavel is going down because I am celebrating. I am celebrating. Oh, unless that little baby come over tonight. That little baby can't come over tonight. But trust me, I am celebrating. I am celebrating this sister. Oh, but she married to a white man. She married to the enemy. How can you love the enemy, but then have my best interest at heart? I think there's a little bit of ignorance there. I think there's a little bit of ignorance there. You can love people. You can love people of a different race, but still care about justice and justice for your race of people. Similar to how you would endorse a black woman for Supreme Court justice, but not a black man. This is you. That's just stupid. I've never said anything negative about a potential black male as a Supreme Court justice. That was just stupid. You just be saying stuff, just say stupid stuff, just to say stupid stuff. You happy for her, but her in that seat will not make any difference. As the court stands right now, maybe not. And I say maybe not because I don't know the influence that she might have over somebody else. Look, y'all don't believe this stuff is sometimes so, but sometimes you can, a person in a particular position can influence people who don't share the same views that they share. I tell you all the time, I'm saying that I always be hesitant to share some of this stuff because people can take it one way when it's meant a different way. When I started at the Buzz, Lincoln Ware was basically a conservative Republican. In virtually all of his thoughts and views and almost everything that came out of his mouth, he was a conservative Republican. He called himself a Republican. He acted as a Republican and not just a moderate. He was a conservative Republican. He talked worse about black people a lot of times than that guy down the dial, Cunningham. He the first person I heard call black people race pimps. That's just the truth. That if you saying something, you're making a commentary on anything and you're bringing race into it, you're a race pimp. He's the first person I ever heard call a black person that. That's just the truth. I'm telling you, that's just the truth. I'm not saying that to slander Lincoln, because by the time I'm finished with this little story, you'll see. But that's who he was. And there was nobody challenging. I mean, I'm sure there were people challenging that, but there was nobody there to challenge that. And the only thing I was in the position to do was to be that little voice in his ear. That when he would say little stuff, I would question him about it. Why do you feel that way about black people? Initially, he wouldn't even answer me. It would be on commercial breaks, and I would be like, Lincoln, how can you pretend that race don't have something to do with this? It's clearly racially motivated. Now, sure, it took me 20 some odd years, but he's no longer that conservative Republican. I'd like to think having a constant voice in his ear for 20 years kind of try to help him see the other side helped. I didn't do it. But I would like to think that my voice and my challenging those mindsets helped move him more in the direction that he is. Somebody say he's still a coon, just a closet coon. That's horrible. That's horrible. All I'm saying, though, is his positions has shifted, even if it only shifted a little bit. His positions have shifted. His positions have shifted. So you don't know who Ketanji, who Justice Jackson, I'm going to give her some respect for now, who Justice Jackson might get in there. And you never know, her and Amy might go to lunch one day and they talking and they strike up a friendship because they both women on the court. She might be the thing that get her and and Sonia and Elena and Amy all to come together. Those are the women, right? Katanja, Amy, Sonia, Elena. And they might come together and have a luncheon every once in a while. And as they just talk about things, not cases, but as they just talk about life, Amy might begin to see things slightly different. She might bond with, what's his name? The rapist. Not R. Kelly, the rapist on the Supreme Court. Not the other sexual predator, but the actual rapist on the Supreme Court. I can't think of his name. I'm sorry, the accused rapist on the Supreme Court. What is his name? His daddy wrote journals and he was crying about him, even though his daddy ain't dead. Kavanaugh, thank you. Him. She might strike up a friendship with Brett. Hey, Brett, what's up? And they get to talking because they, her and Amy and Brett, they the newest three. And they like, hey, and they just get to talking about life. And their positions shift ever so slightly. Just enough to make a difference. Do I believe she gonna talk to Uncle? I can't really think of his name. I wanted to call him the uncle name, but the pop can dude, the hair on the pop. Y'all look, Clarence Thomas, thank you. I had coronavirus and I'm old and stuff just don't click. Clarence Thomas, you never know. Clarence Thomas has not been on the Supreme Court with another black person. So maybe, I don't think it's going to happen, but maybe Clarence will look at her, and then Clarence and his wife, what's his wife's name? Kitty? Whatever. Clarence and his wife and Ketanji and her husband, they go out together because they're, mixed couples. I know we don't like mixed no more, but they mixed couples. And they have some sort of a bond. You never know. And now Clarence is in there and he like, I'm not the only black person in here. Now my blackness can actually, okay, I don't believe that's going to happen, but you never know. Okay, I can be a little more black now that there's another black person here. And she married to somebody white too, so she feel my pain. Or, she identifies with my multicultural relationship, whatever. Now, all I'm really saying is, because I think it was Jason, but I'm not sure. Somebody said, she there. No, it was Ben, I believe. She there, but it ain't going to make a difference. You don't know whether it's going to make a difference. And you may never actually see the difference, but it don't mean it didn't make a difference. And so there might be some significant something or another that, because I know you're thinking, well, what difference can she make? You're not supposed to be able to make that kind of difference. It's not supposed to matter. But when you're interpreting the law, every fiber in my being believes that interpretation is different depending on the lens through which you see it. It's the same law, but it can be viewed differently. So I think there's a you stretching. I'm not, again, the only point that I'm making is to say that she won't make a difference. There's no way for you to know that. There's no way for you to know that. And I think it's unfair to put that on her. Plus, for all we know, a few Supreme Court justices could die in the next couple months. There's some old dudes up there. Clarence don't look all that healthy. It's another one. I can't think of who it is. It's another one. He don't look all that healthy. I mean, Clarence don't look like he missing no meals, but he up there. He up there in age. You never know. For all we know, by the time the midterms get here, Biden could have had 2 more picks. So you never know. You never know. It's not fair to say that. It's not fair to say that. Frederick Douglass also married a white woman after his black wife died, but don't nobody question his love for black people except Dr. Umar Johnson. And leave it 20A. I don't know what that means. Old black man to defend black women marrying white men. Self-hate at its finest. Yeah, you just saying stuff to be saying stuff. Clarence looked like he eat green bean casserole. Green bean tuna casserole. Yeah. With raisins in it. But yes, you never know. Hold on, I'm trying to check on the score. Coco Gauff is playing. Come on, show me the score. Where's the score? Women's singles. Where's the score? Somebody tell me how Coco Gauff doing. Oh, it looked like they done pushed it to 2:30 now. They done pushed it to 2:30, so she ain't playing yet. Okay. Where's the little baby? With her mama. The little baby with her mama. I put that little baby to sleep last night. It was so funny. She didn't want to go to sleep. She did not want to go to sleep. But I could tell, well, she was really just irritating me because she's, 4. And I was sleepy. And she got all that 4-year-old energy, which, it don't die. You have to extinguish it. So I made her lay down on the couch next to me, and she gave me her little feet. And I just started massaging her little feet. I gave her a hardcore foot massage. And she was shocked. And she was like, "What you doing with my feet, Papa?" And I was like, "I'm just rubbing them." And she said, "You massaging them?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm massaging them." Why are you massaging them? I said, "Just lay down, relax, and enjoy it." She lay down and she got her toes got the wiggling. And I would be doing one foot. And she would say, "Do this one, Papa." And I would grab the other foot and I was massaging it. And she was, "What you doing, Papa?" And I'm like, "Oh, she was almost there. I just kept rubbing them feet. Probably about 5 minutes in, she was knocked out. I was like, yes. But I had told her, her mom and them wasn't coming to get her. She had to live with me from now on. So I told her she had to live with me. She was not happy. "I don't want to live with you, Papa." I said, "I don't care. That's what's going to happen." But yeah, then her mama came and got her this morning. She was happy. But that's where she is. She's with her mom. But yeah, I don't know why I thought of it, but I never really thought a foot rub putting a 4-year-old to sleep. But that 5 minutes of foot rub, she was out. And then when I got her up because I was gonna carry her to bed, but then I was like, she gotta pee before she go to bed because she's 4. So I was like, "Come on, let's go to the bathroom." She kept stopping. I just want to sit down, Papa. Like, yeah, you can sit down after you use this bathroom. She used the bathroom. She got in there. Oh boy, she was out, out, like no resistance. It's like I'm gonna have to do that more regularly. Now, Mrs. Livingston says you're gonna have to stop doing that because you're gonna do two things. You're gonna give her a foot fetish, and then she ain't gonna ever want to date a dude that don't know how to do a foot rub. She ain't gonna ever want to date a man that don't know how to do a good foot rub. I said, I can live with that. I can live with that. If she want a foot rub from, when she get older and get ready to get married, because that's what I be thinking. Marriage. I know nobody stresses that to young people. Nobody even think about it. But I be thinking when you get ready to get married, you have your standards. And okay, if you want a foot rub, he should be able to rub your feet. You can go learn anything on YouTube. My niece was like that when I rub her back. She'd be out in 2 minutes. I mean, it was quick. It was quick. Only thing that made it last 5 minutes was she was trying to fight it so hard because she was so wide awake. And so she was trying to fight it. So she would literally be, hey, mama. She had to wake herself up with all of that 4-year-old energy, but then it would go right back down. So yeah, that might be my go-to when she just won't go to sleep because she liked the foot rub. So I know I could get her to lay down for the foot rub and then just let the foot rub do the rest. So that might be my go-to. That might be my go-to. Jeannie says, good afternoon. Happy Thursday. You was watching the city of Utah, Alabama's live first responders parade. All right. Congratulations. Brent said, Lewis, keep sending your dumb, lonely questions to Emanuel because he will entertain them. I won't. Crystal says, yes, you started something. Mrs. Livingston is convinced that I done started something. She's convinced. Because the little baby, now this sounds weird, but it's not really all of that weird. Growing up as a kid, you go outside and you play. When you take off your socks and your shoes, I always like to put my feet under some sort of air source, just because it just feels good to have that cool. Because when you take off your socks and shoes after you've been outside playing all day, there is a certain level of moisture on your feet. So I would always take off my shoes, and then if I had a fan or figure some way, blow air on my feet. So what I started doing when she was a little baby, like little baby, and her mama like really kind of first start putting her on shoes. When she would come over, I would take off her shoes. I would take off her socks. I would kind of rub her little feet, and I would spread her little toes apart and blow just a little cool air in between each toe. I would do the other foot. And apparently she liked it. And she, I guess, started asking her mama, would she blow her toes? And her mama was not willing to do it. So anytime she would come over, when she got old enough to kind of take her own shoes off, actually, even when she was a little baby, when I would take off her socks, she would start twinkling her little toes, and I would. But now when she come over and she take her little shoes and socks off, she wants somebody to blow her toes, which is weird. And that's why Mrs. Livingston is saying she gonna have a foot fetish. I just always I don't like moist feet. I don't like moist feet. So in my mind, if I don't like it, the little baby ain't gonna like it. So, just a little air in the feet, and then and she be just as happy as she can be. That's a lot weird. Hey, it is what it is, and she love it now. She love it now. She be asking her daddy, will he blow her feet? She asked her mama. She asked Mrs. Livingston because she like me, dry feet. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. She a baby. She get to have dry feet if she want dry feet. Let me see. It was something else I wanted to talk about. It was something else I wanted to talk about. If she go to school saying that, that's fine. uh, I have a ball with that little baby, so I ain't nothing y'all can say that's gonna make me do anything different. Nothing y'all can say gonna make me do anything different. I have a ball with that little baby. Her mama came and got her from the church yesterday, and she was walking her out. They was in prayer. They was in prayer. She was walking around, and the little baby remembered. And all I heard was all the way across the room, I didn't get to give Pawpaw his hug. And she came running back across the room as fast as she could to give me my hug. I was like, y'all can say what y'all want to say. Y'all can say what y'all want to say. There ain't nothing you can say to me. That little baby, she gonna make sure I'm taken care of. I get my hugs before she leaves. And I tell her, don't be giving me no little bitch ass hugs. Don't be giving me no little bitch ass hugs. You gotta squeeze. Her mom and them be like, why do she squeeze so tight? It's the best hugs ever, but why did you teach her to do that? I'll be like, same reason I taught you to do it. You did make me squeeze you all tight. That's right. That's right. That's a good hug. Don't give me no little bitch ass hugs. Let's see. Jeannie says she don't know what she turned into. I don't know how I got on that. I don't know how I got on that. I genuinely don't. I genuinely have no idea how I got on that little baby's talking about the little baby's toes. I have no idea. But hey, it make the little baby happy. Can't beat it. What else was I gonna talk about, y'all? It was something else that I mentioned that I wanted to talk about, and I got like just about 10 or so minutes to get it in. I can't. What else was it? Hold on. I gotta look through. I talked about Katanji, talked about R. Kelly, I talked about the kids. There was something else, and I can't remember it. Wimbledon, now they done pushed it back to 250. Coco Gauff will be playing. I am looking for. I hope this young sister win a major soon. I hope she win a major soon. I am still rooting for Serena to win one more. Venus is back. I always liked Venus, but yeah, it's time to pass that torch. It's time to pass that torch, and I want to see Coco kind of take that torch and do amazing things. I want to see that happen. So, yeah. I don't know what Lewis is talking about, but apparently him and Brent beefing. But other than that, I don't really have much. I guess I will give y'all, because I'm about 15 minutes left. Have I spoke about the McDonald's issue yet? What McDonald's issue? What McDonald's issue? I've not spoken about a McDonald's issue. I wasn't even aware there was a McDonald's issue. Nothing about Biden, slow ass giving all these other countries all that funding, Afghanistan being one of them. Look, I'm going to be honest. I've always had problems with all of the foreign aid that we give away. I've always had issues with that. Always. But I'm not going to trash Biden for doing it when it's been going on since before I was born. You really believe Biden the only one that give a whole lot of money to all these other countries? You really believe that? Or you just choosing Biden because, you know, I did see that story, Wyatt. I did see that story. I hadn't intended on talking about that story, but only since you bring it up and kind of in a general sense, because I saw the story, I read a little bit, but I didn't get all the details. But I guess to the extent the details don't matter because it's one of those things that kind of a common thing that keep coming up. Hold on. B-Rap says if Trump was giving away money, it would be a different issue. Trump gave away money too. You really think foreign aid stopped under Trump? Trump gave away billions of dollars in foreign aid too. And most people said nothing about it because that's what happens. Because that's what happens. Now, I would say I didn't hear Ben or B-Rab complaining about Trump giving away foreign aid. I didn't hear either of them complaining. Go look it up. You said to whom? Go look up foreign aid through the Trump administration. You can get the numbers. They're out there. You really believe, this is an actual question, B-Rab. This is an actual question. You really believe Trump did not give any foreign aid to anyone? Is that really what you believe? It's a legit question. Like, because if you believe that, I want to know that that's what you believe. B-Rap, do you believe that Trump gave away no foreign aid? Okay, no, I don't believe that. Then what are you talking about? Did you complain about Trump giving foreign aid? Thank you for answering. I just one last follow-up question. Well, not the last. It's the next to last follow-up question. Did you complain about Trump giving away foreign aid? Jason says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Why is I won't say he's complaining. He's talking about the $2.3 billion deal with Pfizer. B-Rap. So that would be a no. You didn't complain, or you didn't complain as much as you're currently complaining about Biden. Which is it? Did you complain at all? Did you complain at all? Ben, also, did you complain when Trump was giving away foreign aid? Did you complain when Trump was giving away foreign aid? Kamikia says, Congress authorizes foreign aid just like all other funding. Congress controls the purse. Right. So they've been giving away foreign aid this whole time. So because Biden is in office, they act like Joe Biden personally is giving these people money. Working under their mindset, that would mean Donald Trump was giving these people money personally. I want to know, did they complain when it was Trump? When the Trump administration was in and we were giving away foreign aid, did they complain? B-Rab, he keeps saying, this is a way to not answer the question. I didn't hear Trump giving away as much as Biden. That wasn't my question, though. Did you complain? That was my question. That was my question. Ben says, we wasn't starving. You're not answering my question. Did you complain? This is a simple question. Like, yes, I complained when it was Trump. Or, no, I didn't complain when it was Trump. Biden is personally giving the money away. He's not. But again, you're not answering my question. I'm asking a simple question to both of y'all. Did you complain when it was the Trump administration giving foreign aid? Did you complain? It's a simple question. Simple. You can say yes, or you can say no. Ben says, I'm not answering his question. It's my live stream. It's a simple question. See, the reason they don't want to answer the question is because the answer is no. They didn't complain. Their issue isn't the foreign aid. For whatever reason. So for whatever reason, their issue is with Biden. And that's fine. If your issue is with Biden, then you got issues with Biden. But don't try to make it like, oh, you're concerned about the purse strings of America because there are Americans suffering and we're giving away all this money, because we've been doing that forever. We've been doing that forever. Republican, Democrat, whoever was over Congress did it. Whoever, Republican, Democrat, president did it. Whoever was in, we have not. I don't want to say ever. I don't know about like in 1778. But I would imagine even then we were doing the whole foreign aid thing. We have never not given billions of dollars to foreign aid. So instead of complaining about foreign aid, and if you're not going to be consistent and complain about it, just period across the board, I think it's a legit complaint to say, hey, we need more money to go to this. That's legit. That's legit. Hey, we need more money to go to that. That's legit. That's legit. But to say, oh, they're giving this money away to all these other countries, that's always happened. That's always happened. It's not new. Wyatt says he didn't complain when he gave HBCUs $2 billion, and I didn't complain when he gave black farmers $300 million. All right. Did you complain about foreign aid? And have you been consistent? People don't understand how the legislative, judicial, and executive branch work. Well, no, they don't. But that's not even the point that they're trying to make. And I'm guilty of it too, because politicians use it. Politicians take credit for things that, the president will take credit for stuff that he didn't have much or anything to do with. And so if you're the president and you will take credit for it, when the bad stuff happened, you got to take the blame for it. Well, I had nothing to do with that. You had nothing to do with that other stuff either. You hear politicians, I've heard politicians courting votes, talking about the foreign aid that under their administration, the United States gave this much money in foreign aid to Israel. That wasn't you. You didn't take credit for that. But if you're going to take credit for it, you take blame for other stuff that you didn't have nothing to do with. So it kind of don't matter if the people understand the difference between those. We just lump everything under, you was in office when this happened, therefore you're responsible, good, bad, or indifferent. You were in office when it happened. You're responsible. That's kind of what people do. And that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do. But B-Rab says, I'm complaining about Biden, though. Stop bringing up Trump. Well, of course, well, you might not understand this, but the reason I'm bringing up Trump is because it's not reasonable to complain about Joe Biden doing something, since you claim it's Joe Biden doing it, to complain about Joe Biden doing something that Donald Trump did the entire time, that Barack Obama did the entire time, that George W. Bush did the entire time, that Bill Clinton did the entire time, when you didn't complain about any of the other people doing it. So that's why I'm bringing up Trump. Now, I know you don't want me to bring up Trump. I just still don't understand a black Trump supporter. I don't. Trump don't like you. Well, Joe Biden don't like me either. Okay, that's fine. Neither of them like you. So why you on one of them dick and the other one you not? Well, I'm going to be on his dick. Well, he don't like you. Well, but he don't like me either. So don't be on neither one of they dick. How about that? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. There's something to be said about not riding people jocks. It gives you the latitude to be critical of everybody. You say Trump been in politics for 6 years. Trump been in politics for a whole lot longer than 6 years. A whole lot longer than 6 years. That's why he know everybody. Now, he hasn't been an active candidate, but trust and believe he's been involved in politics for decades. Believe that. B-Rab says, I don't support Trump. You just kind of jock him a little bit. How come when you criticize Biden, you have to support Trump? You don't. You don't. Pause and no homo needed to be added to that dick riding comment. I'm not sure that ain't no homo when they be riding dicks like that. The only explanation I have for black Trump supporters is grifting for the money. Let's see. I didn't mention Trump. You did. So I mentioned Biden. You mentioned Trump. Makes no sense to me. Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. I'm not. You talk about Trump all the time. Just because you didn't say it today, don't mean you don't do it. Don't mean you don't do it. So I know where you're going. I know where you're going. I know what you're trying to suggest. We complain about Trump being a liar, which he was, but I never hear anything bad about his policies. What policies hurt black people while he was in office? I don't have a list of them right now, but I will tomorrow. B-Rab says, but I don't support Trump and I don't ride dick. Let's keep it respectful. Wait a minute. So would it be better if I say you on his job? Would it be better if I say, come on. There's nothing disrespectful about that. Let me be clear, B-Rab, when I say you riding his dick, I don't think you actually have pulled his penis out of his pants and jumped on it for a ride. You know what riding dick mean, and you know it ain't got nothing to do with homosexuality. So stop acting like, oh my God, I can't believe, oh, I'm so, touch my pearls. I'm so offended at the, stop it. Stop it. You know what it means. And I guess using the term has brought up all of these little spam things. My bro, that's disrespectful. It's not disrespectful. It's not disrespectful. Stop. Stop. It's not. Nat says he was against reparations, against universal health care, against effective criminal justice reform, just to name a few. All right. Lewis says something else stupid, so we just keep going. But my time is up. I got to get ready to get out of here. Tomorrow, I'll have a list of Trump policies that negatively affected Black America. All right. All right. I will do that. If he doing that, you are Kelly with Biden then. You could say that, but what if you ever heard me say anything, like be all on Biden's tip? You ain't ever heard me do that. Not once. Not once. Like, I don't even defend, like y'all, what y'all saying, that's not me defending Biden. That's me asking y'all, why are y'all so on Trump's tip? Because they all do what y'all talking about. It'd be different if Joe Biden was the first administration under which federal aid ever went out. Then it would make sense. But it has happened through history. And then Biden's in office and so, well, why we give money to other countries? That doesn't make sense. Like, if you're going to be critical of him about something, at least make it make sense. I can roll with that. I'm not in the tank for Biden. I've never said Biden was some great president or great leader, ever. I don't even know that I could bring myself to say that. But if you're going to be critical, at least be critical of something that you should be critical for. You're critical because during the Biden administration, the United States gives out federal foreign aid. That's just stupid. It is. That's just stupid. Because they all, under all of their administration, the United States did it. Criticize him about something that makes sense. And I'll probably be on your team if it makes sense. I'll probably be on your team. Like, yeah, you're right. Biden was fouled for that. You're right. But to me, that's the same as criticizing him because he does business in the Oval Office. Well, they all did. Well, but he shouldn't do it. But that's where they do business. Well, we talking about Biden. Why you talking about all the other presidents? I don't think Biden should have an Oval Office. But they all do because the president does. Well, but, see, that's what you want to talk about everybody else. Make it make sense. And I'll be with you. When he come out, they play hell to the chief. They did that with all of them. Well, we're not talking about all of them. We just talking about Biden. Why he got to come out to hell to the chief. That's the song that they picked to come out to. They all do. Oh, there you go, bringing up Trump. He did. He came out to it too. Like, come on. They all Under all of them, the United States gives away a lot of foreign aid. That's a stupid criticism. That's a stupid criticism. And that was y'all whole criticism. Why Biden giving away all this foreign aid? And my response is, the United States gives away foreign aid under all the presidents. And y'all response is, well, why are you talking about Trump? Why are you talking about all the presidents? We just talking about Biden. B-Rab want to know, how is that stupid? Because they all do. First, it's not a function of Joe Biden. It's not a function of the president. But even if it were, and they all did it, that's why I keep bringing up stuff that's ridiculous. Why he got to live in the White House? They all live in the White House. Why he got to have Secret Service? My tax money go to pay for Secret Service protection. Why he got to have, Joe Biden got Secret Service protection, taking up the taxpayers' money. So did Trump. So did Bush. So did Obama. So did Clinton. So did Reagan. So what's your point? That's why it's stupid. Because you're talking about something that just happens, but you're attributing it to Biden. When number one, it's not even a function of his, but number two, it happens under all of them. Unless you're telling me, now it might not be stupid, unless you're telling me you are just now learning that the United States gives foreign aid. Is that what you're saying? Like, this is the first you've ever learned that the United States gives away foreign aid. And it seemed crazy to you that Biden is doing it because you never knew that it happened before. You learned that it happened under Biden, so you believe Biden is personally writing checks to all these other countries. Is that what you're saying? No, that's not what you're saying. Then it's stupid. Because the other way around, I would have said, you're stupid. But thank goodness it's not that you're stupid. Is this going to be a list of things Trump enacted, blocked to be detrimental to blacks? I don't want a list that's the Central Park 5 and not written to blacks and no black accountants. No, that would just be a list of ways that he has shown that he don't like black people. All right, let's see. I got to get out of here. They say, bro, Secret Service, really? Foreign aid? Really? Right. Foreign aid? Really? And look, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that complaining about foreign aid is stupid. Because it's not. Because it's a complaint that I've had for years. I've had that complaint for years. I believe we should take care of home first before we, but there's reasons why they do. I understand there's reasons, but it don't mean I got to like it. So complaining about foreign aid in and of itself is not stupid at all. But complaining about foreign aid because Biden is the president and we doing it, that's stupid. Because we've been doing it. That's what I'm saying. That's the difference. But again, if you're just now learning that the United States gives out foreign aid, let me retract something. I said that would mean you're stupid. That wouldn't mean you're stupid. That would mean you were ignorant. But you just learned. Now, you're still ignorant about the fact that it has been going on this whole time. But you can learn that. B-Rab said, I really just don't like Biden. See, there you go. That's better. There you go. I don't like Joe Biden. I don't even really care why. You don't like Joe Biden. You don't like Joe Biden. Cool. Cool. You don't like Joe Biden. You don't like Joe Biden. Cool. Trust me, B-Rap, that's better than the idea that under the Biden administration, the United States gives out foreign aid and somehow that's a knock on him. You'd be much better just rolling with, I don't like Joe Biden. That would be good. Okay, well, wait a minute, because now you brought us back, Ben. I'm guessing you would have gave the McDonald's to the other kids instead of the little baby. All right, to what Wyatt brought up. I did see this little story about the woman was mad because the dude brought food. I don't want to just, even though I guess it was McDonald's, but a dude brought food. She has multiple children by multiple men. One of those children is his. He brought food to his child and not the other children. And somehow that was an issue. And let me say, I understand if you're talking about from that woman's perspective, how that could be an issue. Because I don't remember how many kids she got, but let's say she got 3 kids. I got 3 kids here. All 3 of them need to eat. But you only going to bring money or food for your child. But I think what women have to understand is, I'm only responsible for my child. Is that something that I would do? Probably. Well, maybe. Depends on the situation. Did my kid call me and say, Daddy, I'm hungry? And I don't know, did I ask, are your brother or your brother and sister there? Did I ask the question? I don't know. I might have. I might not have. Depends on the desperation in my kid's voice. Are you hungry? I'd have been mad. Let me stop by McDonald's and take my kids some food. I'll fuss at the mama later, but the initial thing is, my kid hungry, my kid gonna eat. Initial. And it's not, that's my responsibility. That's my responsibility. My responsibility is not to take care of this other man or these other men's children. That's not my response. Now, if I choose to do that, good. Good job. Pat myself on the back. But it's not my responsibility. My responsibility is the child that I help create. Making sure that child is taken care of. Got food to eat, got a place to live, got water, got heat, whatever. And if you can't handle that, get a kid to me, I'll handle it. I ain't taking all of your kids, though. My job is to, but what about the fact that my kids have to look at your kid eat? You can get with them other daddies. But if he's still smashing her, then he has to pay up for the other kids as well. No. No, you're wrong there. Smashing don't mean I'm responsible for your kids. She gave an update. His child was the youngest. The older kids, he was part of their lives when they were together, and he helped take care of them. So now they'll be confused why he's only bringing food for the baby and not all of them. Hold on. But I still agree he's not wrong. She just needs to have a tough conversation with them other kids. Exactly. Just because he was here and took care of y'all don't mean y'all was his responsibility. We might have to explain that. You might have to explain that to him. But yeah, no, Wyatt, just because you smashing don't mean you got to take care of other kids. Oh my goodness, I got a call coming in. Let's see. Caller, you're on the afternoon experiment.
Hey, what's going on, Emmanuel? This Key. Just calling in, checking in,
All
saying
right, I
hey.
appreciate it.
Yeah, I was calling just like when you was commenting when Wyatt was saying about the McDonald's thing. I don't know if Wyatt, if you seen that she had a response to it. So Emmanuel, she got a response to it as to why she did what she did.
And somebody just it just if this is the response that basically this was the youngest child, the other two kids he was in their lives, so the other kids are sitting there wondering, why he didn't bring them food because he took care of them earlier on in their life.
Yeah, from what I heard from they played it on another morning show this morning, and she was basically saying like you knew what it was. You was with this is our child is the youngest child, and I had three when you got with me. So our child is the youngest child. So you was feeding them basically when we was together. So now you just gonna stop feeding them and just bring your child. So I'm basically
Yeah, we
what she
not
was saying.
together because we not together.
Yeah, but like how somebody was mentioning, like she just got comfortable and got used to, like he was taking
Yeah.
care of all of them when they was together. So it's like, okay, why you not doing that now or whatever? And basically said like I'm not about to let one child eat and then the other ones ain't eating. So that's why I think she threw it on the ground or something like that, knocked the food down on the ground so her youngest couldn't eat it.
I don't remember. Like I said,
Yeah, I haven't seen the
I
video, but I thought I heard
yeah,
somebody
that's
say
why I
like in
didn't
the
bring it up
video.
because I just kind of glanced at the story.
I think I heard somebody say in the video she basically threw it on the ground or knocked it out of his hand or something like that, to where the youngest baby couldn't even eat the food. So then nobody get to eat, I guess. And then
Which
somebody
is
was also bringing up, I guess, in the video where her response, she had on eyelashes and had her hair done. So I was saying like, but you ain't got no money for food, but you got money for the eyelashes and the hair. So I don't know how true that is, but like I said, I didn't see her response video. I'm just going off of what they were saying in her video. So yeah, just calling in, checking in, saying hey. That's
all
it.
right. Key, I appreciate your support and I appreciate your call.
I know, and callers, come on, get them likes up and get them views up, so man, you can get this channel monetized. And then everybody that's talking about like complaining when Emmanuel don't come on certain days, call in so he can get you know what I'm saying, get all hype and stuff and want to be on the air more and
Yeah,
come on
call
here.
in, y'all.
Yeah, call in. That's why I'm calling every other day or whatever, just for support. Like I say, just to let you know we still listening. Don't try not to come on and do no videos or do no lives. So that's why I keep calling in and support. So people call in, don't just message. Call in here and thumbs up the live and subscribe so he can get his watch hours so he can get this channel monetized. Come on, y'all,
All
bring it
right.
up.
Key, I appreciate your call.
All righty,
All
enjoy the
right.
rest of your day.
You do the same. All right. That's Key. She right. Y'all should call. Y'all should call. Um, Robert says she did knock it out of his hand. Because yeah, again, I just glanced at the story, which is why I didn't bring it up. That's why I didn't bring it up. Um, let me see. Nat says I would feed all the children, but I'm not obligated. That's right. You're not obligated. Somebody say tell her to stop selling her food stamps and feed the kids. Angela says, this is the same old argument. And when you have a man trying to do right by his seed, he's still in the wrong. This scenario comes up when it's Christmas season or when one child has more active and generous grandparents and extended family members. Yeah, that's all that can fit on the screen. So I have to read the rest. Quite often, the mothers have additional expectations or can't handle that they're ill equipped to provide or select responsible men for all of their children. Yeah. Logic Slayer says, if you only gonna feed your baby, you should take them out to eat. My guess would be, and this is just a guess without having the benefit of the facts, that probably would be frowned upon. That would probably be frowned upon. That would almost be the same as, oh, so you just gonna take your baby out to eat, but you ain't gonna take all the kids out to eat. No, that baby ain't going nowhere. If you taking somebody out to eat, you taking everybody out to eat. My guess would be that would be the response to that. If that is the case, most likely by the way she came at him in the video, she probably chased a good man away. Wyatt says he will be talking about this at 5. He says he has an exclusive with her today. So you definitely want to check out Wyatt at 5. He has an exclusive with her. All right. 5 o'clock. I'll definitely be checking it out. Well, I think I'll be checking it out. LaDonna says, I didn't see it. Yeah, I didn't. I just read a little portion of it again, which is why I didn't bring it up. Wyatt called in. He brought it up. And if you are interested in hearing an exclusive, Wyatt has an exclusive with her today at 5 o'clock. So you definitely want to check him on the drive home at 5 with Wyatt. Wyatt live at 5. But yeah, he said, hope he fan her so she can feed her kids. Yes, 4 p.m. Central Time. Again, it only makes sense to me that I'm responsible for my child, my biological child. Now, look, from my perspective, I raised 3. I'm holding up 4 fingers, but this one is really down. It's just the way it's down. I raised 3. And I took care of 3 to the extent that I was allowed. Because I never adopted the other 2. So when we got divorced, I lost rights to the other 2. So it was just like my daughter, I had an order. Initially, she was going to come over. I had every other weekend, and that was that. I couldn't make the other kids come over if they didn't want to come over. She didn't have a choice. I had to pay child support for 1, not for 3. Then once I got custody of her, I got custody of her. I couldn't even nowhere in the world I could have got custody of the other 2. How would that have looked? I'm in court talking about, I want custody of the other 2. You're the father? No, but I love them. Right, but you have no legal right to them. Did you adopt them? No, but I love them. That's not a legal right to get custody of somebody's kid. So there are different responsibilities, different rights, and different responsibilities. Anthony says, I'm sure she will slant the facts in her favor, but Wyatt is a wise man. He wouldn't let her get away with that. A man trying to do right by his child or kids is never enough with a bitter baby mama. You can never do enough. All right. And sometimes that's true. If they eating in front of their siblings, it's going to be a fight. Got to consider that too. Now, it's only going to be a fight if a fight is allowed. That's the only way it's going to be a fight. Somebody want to know, Wyatt, do you think you'd be able to get the dad on your show too? They would love to hear his side of the story. All right. Black Wolf Fish says, you call that ratchet blank an exclusive? He don't have to do anything. I'm assuming he means them, not his kids. It's his choice. Jason says, this is just another female using a kid as a tool to control. She's a bum. Billy want to know, where can he watch Wyatt at? Go to Wyatt Live. Wyatt Live. Just on let me see, you are on Facebook. Yeah, on Facebook. There's this guy, his name is Randall Wyatt. Randall Wyatt. I'm snatching this daggone mic all over the place. His name is Randall Wyatt. He does a show. He do it virtually every day. He's much more consistent than I am. But I mean, he's rich. So, he got the money and the time. So, like he ain't out there doing projects in the yard. He got servants and stuff, and he tell them, go till the ground, and they go till the ground. So he got time. And he does this show, Wyatt Live at 5. You can go to his personal page, even though I think he prefers you to go to Wyatt Live. But that's WYATT, Wyatt Live. He be on at 5. And you can check him out. LaDonna says, I would have got all the kids something. I think I would have. But again, you got to know, I don't know all the details. Like, again, if my kid calls me and says, Daddy, I'm at the house and I'm hungry. Depending on the situation, I may or may not ask, is your brother and sister there with you? Or whatever. I might just assume you didn't say, Daddy, we at the house, we hungry. So I'm just going to assume you the only one there. Maybe you and your mama. The other kids is gone somewhere, maybe with their multiple daddies. And, that's that. So I'm going to probably not stop by McDonald's, but McDonald's. I'm going to stop by McDonald's and I'm going to bring you something. Then I get there and the other kids are there. I might run out and get them something. But again, I'm not responsible for that. Brent says, hold up. So Wyatt has servants, but the king of talk have peasants to do the yard work. Wyatt has servants because he's rich. I'm the king of talk. Believe it or not, that don't come with a check. It's just it's a title. It comes with certain powers and abilities, but it don't come with a check. So being the king of talk, y'all know how it is. I'm not treated like royalty like I should be. Now, Wyatt, on the other hand, is rich. So, the servant staff, I don't know if he has one servant staff that travels with him, because I think he's got homes in is it 3 or 4 states? 3 or 4 states. He has homes in 3 or 4 states. I don't know if he has, I'm fairly certain he don't have a staff that travels with him. So I would imagine he has someone handling each house. So if he needs something done, and it get done. He might not do that. He write a check to somebody and they do it. But it just feels better to say, till the ground. And that's what they do. Wipers, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. It ain't his fault she chose poorly. Do better. That's right. That's right. But I guarantee there's a lot of women who I haven't even been really paying much attention to the conversation surrounding this. Like I said, I saw the story and I was like, oh, another one of these. And I didn't even go through, I didn't watch a video or nothing. I just saw it, which is, again, why I didn't bring it up. I try not to even watch some of that stuff because it'd be making me mad. Like, who needs to be unnecessarily mad? Not me. So, you think Nick Cannon's baby mama's gonna feed all his kids? I mean, that hold on, that is something. There's something to that. Even though I know the argument against that would be, well, but they not all in the same house. But that's like, you know what I'm saying? I'm with a woman who has kids, and we go somewhere and you buy your kid something, but don't buy her kid something? So your kid come home with gifts, her kids got nothing. You don't say, well, since I'm buying my baby, I don't know, because yesterday the little baby was adamant that she wanted to blow bubbles. So because I'm buying my baby some bubbles, I'm gonna buy her kids some bubbles. So when my kid go home or go visit with bubbles, she got bubbles for everybody. No, that would be, please. You tell some chick, no, you got to buy bubbles for my girlfriend's kids too. What? Yeah, she got 2 kids. I live with her. When my kid, when my daughter come over and she got all this stuff that they don't have. So you got to buy bubbles for my girl's babies. You would get cussed clean out. Maybe even assaulted. I ain't got to buy nothing for that bitch, kids. Them ain't mine, because you know she that bitch at that moment. So yeah. But check out Wyatt, 5 o'clock. He said he got exclusive, and you want to check it out. Wyatt Live at 5, The Drive, and all of that stuff. All right, y'all. My time is up. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. Hold on. Wyatt says, whenever my daughter invited friends with her to Kings Island, I always bought food and drinks for all the kids. Okay. Number 1, you rich. But number 2, that's different. That's different. That's different than dropping off food for your child who say they're hungry. Yeah, that's different. But I understand the mindset behind it, but that is different. McConnell says totally different. Jerica says not the same thing. Jason say you 32 minutes late. Not that I don't appreciate the show, but you late. I am late. And Wyatt keeps sending in all these comments. And he know well enough to know that I got to respond to him. I had to respond to him. Like if I don't hit that button before the comment come in, he know that I am obligated to respond to it. It's part of the, along with all these rights and privileges of being the king of talk comes some level of responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. You don't know all that. My Uncle Ben told me that when I was a young man. But yeah, with great power comes great responsibility, and he know before I get out of here, I had to answer all of the questions. So that's why he keeps sending stuff. You might as well take us to 5. That's not happening. When I took my sons to WrestleMania, I invited one of his friends and paid for the tickets and the food, but that's because I invited him. Right. Obligated to do what now? To answer these questions. You need a producer to get you out on time. Where's Raven? That's right. Where's Raven? Oh, she all uppity now. She all uppity because she got her own show. She can't help her brother out now. Yeah, don't forget to check her out, y'all. I'm a promote it. And I also wanted to promote real quick before I go. I also wanted to promote the shoe drive that they're doing down at Radio 1. I know the young lady who I'm gonna say came up with the idea, and all I know is her heart is in the right place. Her heart is in the right place. She want to help the kids. So if you can find it in your heart to go to Radio 1, drop off some shoes. I know up to 6 youth, even though Lincoln kept saying 6U. And I was thinking, what is 6U? What is 6U? Because I'm going to drop off some shoes. I didn't know what 6U was. And 6 youth. Oh, okay. So up to 6 youth. If you can find it in your heart and you got the resources, Wyatt, to drop off some shoes for their shoe drive. And again, I know her. She's going to do right by the kids. So if you can think of it, and again, you got the resources and it's in your heart, support that shoe drive. Drop off a pair or two of shoes, new shoes for young people going back to school. Okay, shifting gears. How's this motorcycle with pedals coming along? Oh, I got my gas tank in. Yeah, I got my gas tank in. So I was gonna do it today, but I'm a little late, and then I made another plan, so I have somewhere else to be later on today. But sometime this weekend, probably Saturday, I will have plenty of time, and hopefully, you know, I'm gonna see if I really need to rebuild the engine. So I'm not gonna pull it apart until I put the gas tank on it, put some gas in there, try to turn it over a few times and see if it turn over. If it don't turn over, I'll pull a few things apart, like, you know, the carburetor, see if I need to do a little something in there and just a few little things. But if I had to pull it off and rebuild it, it's a one-cylinder engine. So when I say rebuild it, it sounds like I'm somehow mechanically inclined. It's a YouTube video that will show you how to do it. I've watched it about 6 times. So if I have to rebuild it, then I will rebuild it. Why I want to know, have I settled on a color yet? I actually have settled on one of the colors. It's going to be a gray. It's a Nissan gray. It is still that kind of matte or muted gray. I just got to go get the color code from Nissan. But it's a gray that I've seen on a few Nissans. It's not too light. It don't have too much blue in it, which is the Honda's it's a little too light and got a little too much blue in it. And then I saw some other ones from Ford and some other companies, and they were a little too dark. But this either a Nissan or a Mini Cooper, I saw this color, and the two of them are very similar. I figure I'll just go get the code from Nissan, and that'll be the gray. Now, I haven't found the orange. I'm actually not married to the orange yet. I have to find out what my accent color is going to be. So I am going to go to some new car dealerships and look at some of their colors, but I'll choose the accent color probably one day next week. I'll settle on a color and get the color code for that. But for right now, it is going to be gray. It's a gray that I've seen on a few Nissans. And yeah, I'll choose the accent color later. But this weekend, I will either try to get it started or I'll start the rebuild. So I'll have an update on Monday. Gloria wants to know, will your band be playing this weekend? No, we don't have anything scheduled. That gig, a couple weeks ago was the last thing that we had scheduled, and I don't have anything scheduled with the band anytime soon. If something come up, they call me. Ben says, I'm gonna get you some knee and elbow pads. I'll take some knee and elbow pads. I do a lot of stuff every once in a while. You know, if I'm doing something, I got a knee. I mean, you know, get down and be on my elbows, trying to get up under, you know, like if I'm doing some of the plumbing or something like that. Every once in a while, it's an awkward position. And so you're on your elbow. I'll take knee and elbow pads any day. Any day. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You can give me some. Is the singing voice back at 100%? Is it actually, believe it or not, it is still not back at 100%. I am still not back to 100%. But if I had to say, I would say I'm probably at about 90, somewhere between 90, 95%. If I had to give it a percent but it's still not 100% yet. Still not 100%. But all right, I guess that's about it, y'all. I do have to get out of here. I appreciate y'all. Until next time, I hope something amazing happens in your life today. It's been the Afternoon Experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm the King of Talk, and I am out, y'all. Peace.